What's going on, guys? It's Char here. Yes, we are here. There's a new Marvel Champions article. I was not expecting this at all today. Literally not in the slightest. So this is crazy. Let's get into it. One shot, one take here. Um, I just woke up, so it's a bit early for me. Maybe not early for some other people. But apologies if I'm all over the place. Let's get into it. Civil War announcing a new custom scenario expansion for Marvel Champions, the card game. This is crazy. So, if you guys don't know, at the end of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box, this is what was touted or what was teased at the very end. We have the Civil War text from like the comic and the font. So that's pretty crazy. Let's talk about this. So, what the heck is a custom scenario expansion? I have no idea what that is. So let's see what this says. This art is super cool, by the way. We've got Spider-Woman and Captain Marvel facing off, and then Iron Man and Captain America. Classic. This lot will split us down the middle. Then we'll have heroes at war with each other. Captain America. The Superhero Registration Act has been passed, and now anyone who wants to use their powers for good must agree to be trained and be governed by S.H.I.E.L.D. or face arrest. Iron Man is in full support, and Captain America is fully opposed. Ideals clash. It's hero versus hero, and in this time of strife, everyone must choose a side. Fantasy Flight Games is thrilled to announce the Civil War expansion for Marvel Champions card game. There are no villains this time around, which is crazy. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. Instead, the special custom scenario expansion has players facing off against heroic leaders fighting for their ideals. Iron Man and Captain America lead the charge in the support of the Superhero Registration Act. Iron Man and Captain Marvel. While Captain America and Spider-Woman lead the resistance that opposes it. Each of these leaders comes with a fully customizable scenario with a wide range of main schemes and modular encounter sets to build your own unique Civil War experience. This box also kicks off a new bonus wave of playable heroes. What does bonus wave mean? I think it just means a new wave. Playable heroes for the game, beginning with Hulkling and Tigra. Okay, I was not expecting those as heroes, both of whom come with fully pre-built and ready to go decks. Okay, today we're providing the first look at the scenario content for this expansion, including what we mean when we say customizable. Yeah, that's what I'm confused about. We'll also be taking a look at the highly thematic optional competitive rules that you can use for these scenarios. What does competitive mean? Maybe you have like two sets of tables fighting through the scenario or something. We'll go over the playable heroes in more detail in the near future. Without further ado, let's take a look at what's special at Civil War. Okay, so we don't get to see anything about Hulkling or Tigra, those are crazy picks. So Tigra is like a core box heroes. Hulkling is not a hero I'm super familiar with. Let me look this up real quick. Don't know who this is. Okay. It has Hulk in the name, so is this a Gamma hero? I don't know who this is at all. Not that it necessarily is a bad thing. He looks pretty cool. Sure, why not? Hulkling makes you think Gamma, so maybe we're getting Gamma support. Let's see what this is. Okay, what is this graphic design? This versus is crazy looking. So we have 6 villains in the box. So we have Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Maria Hill, Spider-Man. Oh no, this is a minion. Okay, never mind. Maria Hill's also a minion. So it's 4 villains. So it's Captain America, Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and Captain America. It's Spider-Woman. Cool. A custom experience. Unlike previous big box expansions from Marvel, Champions Civil War doesn't include an interconnected campaign. That might be good for some people and bad for others. I like the campaigns, but maybe there's something cool to replace it. Instead, the box comes with 4 pre-constructed heroes, pre-constructed scenarios ready to play right from the get-go, plus additional resources that let you mix and match for your own unique experience. This even includes, so we can have different main schemes. So we have one hero, She-Hulk, cut off support. Society will no longer tolerate superheroes that operate outside the law. 7 per player. If there's 1 or more player on your team, the stage gains hinder 2 per player. Force interrupt. When a player reveals a treachery, place 1 threat here. And we have shield recruits. This is one. If there's more than 1 player on your team, the stage gains hinder 2 per player. This is interesting. So it's more scaling in multiplayer, but in solo the scaling is really low. The enemy team searches the encounter deck for 1 per player minions and deals them to each on your team as a face set. So is this what it means by enemy team? Like is there actually gonna be like PvP or some sort of it in the game? For example, when fighting against the registration side, the first stage could be cut off support, while the resistance side could be wielding rallying call. Rallying call. If there are 1 per player, the stage gains into 2. Each minion gains guard. Okay, so it's resistance and registration. It looks like there's 8 total. Yeah, there's 8 main schemes for registration and 8 for resistance. Okay. Or Civil War 200 as their first scheme. The second stage can vary as well with nasty options like Negative Zone Prison. Oh, we do have Daredevil on the card right here. Reduce the target threat value of the scheme by 1 for each face-down card under after an ally is defeated by an enemy attack. Place that ally face-down underneath here. For the registration side and Neighborhood Protectors. That one revealed the enemy team searches the encounter deck and discard value for 1 per player's side scheme and deals 1 to each player's face-down encounter card. Okay. For the resistance, there are 4 stage 1 main schemes and 4 stage 2 main schemes. Okay, for this conflict, when you add in the 2 heroic leaders on that side, you're looking at 32 possible combinations for registration and 32 for resistance. So that's not even taking modular counter sets into account. So you get modular counter sets, you'll find plenty on offer in this expansion. Like the scenarios themselves, the modular sets are divided into registration and resistance. There are 8 modular sets for each side with a total of 16 in the box. That is a crazy amount of mod sets. Ranging from Maria Hill and the Mighty Avengers on the registration side to Spider-Man on the New Avengers on the resistance side. You can use whatever modular sets you want for your custom scenario. The only restriction is that you can't mix registration and resistant modular sets, which makes sense. So, okay, I hate when the links are glitched like that for some reason. Okay. So Maria Hill is here with Elite Shield, Retaliate 2, 2 attack, 2 scheme. When revealed, the enemy team searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Life Model Decoy and attaches it to Maria Hill. Okay, that's interesting. So she has something that probably, reduces damage going her way one time. And then we have Spider-Man here, 2/2/4. When revealed, Spider-Man attacks each character with Tangled Up attached. No attack was made this way. The enemy team searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Tangled Up and gives it to you as a face-down encounter card. This is Mighty Avengers. What is this? Treachery. One revealed, resolve the one revealed ability of each minion in play. Oh, that is nasty. No one revealed abilities are activated this way. This card surges. And then the New Avengers says, when defeated, shuffle each minion of the encounter deck. Discard pile into the encounter deck. Hinder 1 per player. 3 threat. You can use whatever modular sets you want for your custom scenario. Yeah. You may have noticed that many of the cards we've shown have an enemy team, enemy leader, and similar terms. This language is mainly there to help facilitate the optional competitive mode, which we'll go over in a bit. If you want to take these scenarios with the classic cooperative or solo Marvel Champions gameplay that you know and love, fear not, every leader, main scheme, and modular set in the box is fully playable in the standard co-op mode. You can even use modular encounter sets from other Marvel Champions expansions with these scenarios. You can use Civil War's modular sets with other scenarios from other expansions. That means if you want to sling Maria Hill modular set from Civil War into the Baron Zemo scenario from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you can actually absolutely do so. Likewise, if you want to beef up one of the leaders in Civil War in the cooperative mode with something like Super Strength modular for Next Evolution, that is also completely legal. So many different combinations to explore. This level of custom ability is unlike anything in Marvel Champions has had before. From friends to enemies. Now that you know the basic premise of how this expansion scenarios work, let's talk about the scenarios themselves. So we have Iron Man here. He's a leader card. He's not necessarily a villain. He has 12 per player hit points. Iron Man gets +1 scheme for each tech attachment on him to a maximum of +3. Setup, the team searches the encounter deck for an Iron Man attachment and reveals it. So he has his Mark 5 armor. When you take any amount of damage, place it here instead, then discard this card if it's at least 5 damage. So his stats get buffed with all these tech cards. Outside of registration, we have Iron Man and Captain Marvel as leaders. We refer to them as leaders here because, well, they're not really villains, and the fact that you can team up with them during the competitive mode. More on that later. That said, you can treat these leaders as villains for any game effect that refer to the villain, and they certainly hit as hard as villains have in the past. Similar to his hero form, Iron Man powers himself up with tech attachments, giving +1 scheme. This means his powered gauntlets. What does this one do? +1 attack. His attacks gain range. After you make a basic attack against Iron Man, spend these 2 resources, discard this card. So each +1 attack, and then he has rocket boots here. Another +1 attack. He gains an aerial trait after making a basic attack. Spend those resources. Okay. And they all attach to him on reveal with a boost card. Can increase both his attack and scheme simultaneously, while the Mark 5 helmet, give him a tough status card. He gains stalwart. Okay. And the Mark 5 armor boosts his durability, making it harder to stop him, and many of these attacks are problematic for you. When you combine them with Supersonic Punch, it's clear that Iron Man is playing for keeps. So it's essentially the same exact art from the core set, which I think is fine, and it's really fun and thematic. Alter Ego Iron Man schemes. If he has a tech attachment, you're confused. Iron Man attacks you if he has a tech attachment and gains piercing. Here's another one. It's a core member of the Avengers and the de facto leader of the registration pact. And Iron Man comes with quite a few fellow Avengers in his pre-constructed scenarios. Avenger minions like Yellow Jacket, Doc Samson, and Hellcat all come in with potent when revealed abilities that are bad enough on their own, but when these strikes can be triggered, effects can be triggered again with Mighty Avengers, you'll have your hand full trying to stay afloat against the Earth's mightiest heroes. Yellow Jacket is an Avenger, 2 scheme on attack, 1 revealed, give the enemy leader a tough status. Pretty bad. Doc Samson, guard. Okay, we got Gamma trait here. Guard, 1 revealed, you are confused. If you're already confused, place 2/3 on the main scheme. Pretty bad. Hellcat, 1 scheme to attack. Quick strike, you're stunned. And then we have the Mighty Avengers card once again. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, 3 threat per player, they're 1 per player. Each Avenger minion gains the printed keywords of each other Avenger minion. That's interesting. So like some of them will be Gamma and whatnot. There might be buffs and whatnot. Okay, so we're looking at all the enemies here. Man, this is a long article. Okay, strap in, guys. Captain Marvel setup. The enemy team finds energy channel and attaches to Captain Marvel. After she attacks, defeats the character, place 1 counter. After a leader, hero, or ally attacks Captain Marvel, place 1 energy counter here. Then if there is at least 4 counters here, remove all counters. Captain Marvel attacks that character. That attack gains overkill. So she just hits you back. The registration side is Captain Marvel, a proper powerhouse that packs a real wall. A signature move energy counter builds up the energy counters over time, and whenever it has 4 or more, she can spend them to perform a bonus attack with overkill. It can get nasty when she has an attack boost from cards like Cosmic Flight, or gains even more bonus attacks from treacheries like Photonic Blast. Reduce that amount to 3, then discard this card, and just boost and feel. Photonic Blast. Alter Ego, discard an ally or support you control. That's bad. Captain Marvel attacks you, place 1 energy counter on. What's tricky is the fact that energy counter gets a counter every time someone attacks Captain Marvel, but you have to attack her if you want to win the scenario, even if you minimize the number of attacks she'll take. So still net herself extra energy through cards like Crisis Interdiction and Energy Absorption. She schemes, place 1 energy counter, then hero place 2 there on each scheme. Energy Absorption, place 1 energy counter on energy channel. Heal 1 damage from Captain Marvel for each energy counter on energy channel. You're gonna have to be strategic and careful if you want to take Captain Marvel down. As for a pre-constructed scenario, Captain Marvel flies in with the full support of S.H.I.E.L.D. behind her. First is an elite unit of Cape Killers who specialize in hunting down unregistered supers and bringing them in. Right behind them are a full platoon of S.H.I.E.L.D. soldiers who are fully prepared to overrun your team with a rapid response. With both the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. stack against them, those fighting on the side of resistance are bound to have a difficult time. So we have Cape Killers, Quick Strike, 1, 2, 4 health. When Cape Killer attacks an identity with the unregistered trait, they get +2 for that attack. Unregistered super, your identity gains an unregistered trait. Alter ego action, discard an identity specific card, discard this card. Not too bad. Bring them in, exhaust each unregistered identity, otherwise the enemy team such as the encounter can discard pile for a copy of unregistered super and deals it to you as a face-down encounter card. Shield Soldier, 3 health, the topmost shield minion in the encounter deck, discard pile into play, engage with you. That is nasty. So they're just rapid response. Discard cards on top of the encounter deck until minions discarded. If you're an alter ego, place that on the main equal to that minion scheme. If you're in hero form, deal damage to your hero equal to that minion's attack. And then that's that. So there's pretty nasty ones here. There's this unregistered trait. It's just an obligation. It's only like a, what's it called? Oh, I forgot. I'm blanking on the name of this icon. It's only an acceleration icon, but these dudes, the shield cards do have nasty effects. If you're unregistered, they can like swarm the field a little bit. Not easy by any means. So here we have Captain America. Still, as difficult as it may be, the resistant fighters are no pushovers themselves. Especially with Captain America leading the front with its iconic shield in hand. Cap is notoriously tough to put down, emphasized by the steady stream of tough status cards the shield can give him. Even though you can pull the shield from his grasp, cards like Shield Block, Shield Toss can make it just a temporary setback, gaining additional kickers if he already has a shield, while you're busy trying to get damage. While you're busy, sorry, what am I reading here? And while you're busy trying to get damage through to him, he'll be winding up a Heroic Strike or Super Soldier Serum Enhanced Punch. He really can do this all day. So we have 1-2 scheme here on stage 1. Set up, find enemy team finds Cap Shield and attaches it to Captain America. After Cap Shield is attached to Captain America, give him a tough status card. Permanent attached to Captain America. The character gains Retaliate 1 and attacks against them lose Piercing. After a hero or the Captain America leader uses their attack to attack and damage the attached character, attach Cap shields to the attacker. So if you hit him with a basic attack, you just take the shield from him. That's really funny. So he has cards like Shield Block. If Cap Shield is attached to Captain America, give him a tough status and face down boost. Otherwise, attach it to him and give him a face down boost. Shield Toss, alter ego, Captain America schemes. Hero, if Cap Shield is attached to Captain America, deal 2 damage to each character you control. Otherwise, attach his shield to him. Heroic Strike, alter ego, discard an ally or upgrade you control. One revealed hero, Captain America. This is a new art too, which is really cool. Bruno Friend did this one. So there are a couple of new arts in here. Captain America attacks you if his attack damages a character, stun that character, which makes sense. And then we have the Super Soldier Serum, which is +2 attack. When Captain America attacks, attack against overkill. At the end of this attack, discard this card. Pretty nasty here. So then, joining Captain America's side are as many of his fellow Avengers, including Falcon, Goliath, Black Panther. Like Cap himself, these freedom fighters don't know when to quit, represented by their potent boost effects and when defeated abilities that deal them as boost cards for one last swing. And even when you think you got a handle on the situation, the new Avengers can always bounce back from another round. We have Falcon here with the teamwork keyword, 2/2, 3 health. One defeat, give the enemy leader a face on boost card. We have Goliath here, 1/2/5 health. Teamwork Avenger, one defeated, give this card to the enemy leader as a face down boost card. So in a boost, give this enemy leader. Oh, never mind. A Falcon dealt himself. So it's you are confused if you're already confused. It gains 2 pit marks. Give that enemy leader a tough card if they're already tough. It gains 2 icons. Black Panther, when defeated, give this card to the enemy with a face on boost. The boost is exhaust each upgrade you control. That is nasty, nasty, nasty. We have Freedom Fighters here. Got Daredevil, and I don't really know a ton of these other guys. I think it's Goliath. Oh, is that Cap? And then Hercules, I think. I actually forgot his name. Unrevealed. Resolve the boost ability of each minion in play. If no boost abilities were resolved this way, this card surges. Wow. Ton of boost effects coming out. And then we have the new Avengers here. Tony seems in for a big surprise. Hinder 1 per player. Shuffle each minion in the encounter deck. Get this card pile into the encounter deck. Makes sense. So you want all these minions going to keep going back in. You're going to keep getting them as boost effects or dealt as minions. Then go back in. This art is so awesome, and I should have known it was Bruno Frenda and Joey Vasquez. This art is so good looking, the Spider-Woman art. I'm a huge fan of this. I mean, all of the arts have looked awesome. I mean, like, yeah, they definitely got new artists on the block. The Bruno Frenda and Joey Vasquez. These are who I thought their best artists in this game were, and I'm glad they're just consistently getting work. Their art is so good looking. When Captain America leads a charge in overt resistance, Spider-Woman poses a significant covert threat. Each time a treachery is revealed, she gets a skill counter on Finesse, which powers up her next attack based on the number of counters it has. As you might expect, she has some nasty treacheries to go with it, such as pheromones, making you both stunned and confused, or inconspicuous, forcing you to choose between losing an asset or letting her scheme. And you might think you can handle the odd scheming from her here or there, but you might think differently while her containment and immunity is active, boosting her scheme and preventing her from being confused. Finally, if you let her build up too many skill counters, then you'll have a tough time dealing any real amounts of damage to her thanks to her self-propelled glide. She is formerly a spy for S.H.I.E.L.D. after all, and she's quite skilled in navigating dangerous situations. So if we look at her card here, 1 scheme to attack, set up, enemy team finds Finesse and attaches it to her. Max 3 skill counters here, 1 a treachery is revealed, place 1 skill counter here. Force Interrupt. When Spider-Woman attacks, she gets +1 attack for each skill counter on Finesse. First attack, and then you remove each skill counter from Finesse. She can still get you for like a base of 5. Which isn't bad at all. What are we looking at here? Pheromones. You are stunned and confused. Place 1 skill counter on Finesse. And the boost effect, you are stunned. Otherwise, you are confused. I love it. Straight to the point. Inconspicuous here. We have 1 revealed. Choose. Discard the highest cost card you control. Or she schemes. Man, that is nasty. This gains a boost icon for each status card in your identity. Containment immunity, she gets +1 scheme. Attached to Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman would be stunned or confused. Discard this card instead and give her a tough status card. So it's not actually Stalwart. You have to stun or confuse to remove it. Self-propelled glide here. I've made a career of staying 1 step ahead of S.H.I.E.L.D. When Spider-Woman would take damage from an attack, reduce the amount of damage it takes by 1 for each skill counter on Finesse, and it's 3 per player. And cool. Rounding out the resistance in the rest of Spider-Woman's pre-constructed scenario, we have our fellow wall crawler, Spider-Man, as we mentioned earlier. This wisecracking Avenger can be quite the nuisance for those fighting for registration, especially with his ability to leave people tangled up in the webs. Also teaming up with Spider-Woman are Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, 2 of the members of the Defenders, who are skilled at dishing out status cards. It's clear that while registration fighters have far more resources at their disposal, resistance makes the resistance more than makes up with it with sheer grit and determination. We have Spider-Man here, 2/2/4 health. So these aren't ones like a Delta and have boost effects with Luke Cage does. When revealed, Spider-Man can attack each character with Tangled Up. If no Tangled Up, you find it and you get it dealt to you. Tangled Up attached to your leader, otherwise attached to your hero. When the attached character would scheme, thwart, or attack, discard this card instead. Also teaming up with Spider-Man are Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. So we have 1 scheme, 2 attack, 4 health here. When revealed, stun your leader, otherwise you are stunned. And the boost effect is the same thing. And then 2 scheme, 1 attack, 3 health. Confuse your leader, otherwise you are confused. I thought I was done with all this superhero crap. And then we have the defenders, hinder 1 per player. This is really cool art of the defenders here. Each minion gains guard. Cool. It's clear that while registration fighters have far more resources at their disposal, the resistance more than makes up with grit and sheer determination. So here we go to the PvP mode, which is a bit crazy here. Okay, what the hell are we looking at here? Okay, we are, there's a ton going on, so let's not get spoilers. Hero versus hero. Okay, we've alluded to a few times at this point, so let's talk about the exciting new optional mode, the competitive mode. So we had the registration player 1 deck, registration player 2, player 1 hero, player 2 hero, encounter deck, enemy leader, main scheme deck, and then we have the main scheme deck 2, choosing sides, counter deck, first player token, resistance player 2 deck, resistance player 1 deck. This mode can be played with 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2, with players splitting up between team registration and team resistance. Each team chooses a leader to represent them, building that leader scenario with whatever main schemes and modular sets they want, so as long as the modular sets match that leader's team registration or resistance. If you're using the standard encounter set, you'll use a new standard PvP set, which we'll discuss below. Once each team has built their scenario, they'll swap scenarios with each other. This means that the resistance players face off against the registration team's custom scenarios and vice versa. Righteous case. Revealed the enemy leader schemes. If there's more than 1 player in your team, the enemy leader gains an additional boost card, whatever it takes. Revealed the enemy leader, and the enemy leader attacks your leader, enemy leader attacks you. There are 2 copies of the standard PvP set included Civil War, 1 for each team. These cards function similarly to the regular standard set, while also providing an opportunity for you to interact with the opposing team as you race to take down their leader before they can defeat yours. For example, Righteous Cause, which is a little bit like Advance, creating the enemy leader an extra scheme. But whatever it takes place of Assault. When targeted strike is revealed, your opponent's going to search the top 5 in the encounter deck and choose what new threat to hit you with. Enemy team searches the top 5 cards of the encounter deck for a card and deals it to as a face 10 encounter card. Finally, each team begins the game with a copy of Choosing Sides in play. When this side scheme is completed, it flips over to Now It's Personal, allowing you to earn some special bonus cards that let you team up with your team's chosen leader. We have Choosing Sides here. 4 per player, permanent. The enemy leader cannot take more than 2 damage from each attack. Force response after the last threat is removed from here. The enemy team searches the top 5 cards of the encounter deck for 1 per player encounter cards and deals 1 to each player as a face-down encounter card. And you flip this card over into Now It's Personal. Use the first player action, remove this card from the game. Each player on your team chooses 2 of the leader's set aside player cards and adds them to your hand. Interesting. I wonder what those look like. Each of these come in the 4 cards. They can also in the competition in favor. So here they're going to come up. You could use the Futurist to cause your Iron Man leader to scheme during the hero phase. Your Iron Man leader schemes. You're not giving a boost card from this activation. Okay, cool. Some cool art there as well. Or you can draw on Captain Marvel's raw power. After you spend this resource, place 2 energy counters on your Captain Marvel's leader's enemy attachment. So you just get another double resource in your deck. That's too wild. As a double resource, while also boosting up our energy counters on the resistance side, the Captain America leader can take a hit for a teammate with no U move, which is when the enemy leader would attack you, attach Cap shield to your Captain America leader and resolve the attack against him instead. While Spider-Woman could use her status as a double agent, remove 2 threat from the main scheme, place 2 threat on your leader's main scheme. Redistribute some threat between main schemes. Cool. Battle continues until only 1 team remains. A team is eliminated when their leader is defeated, when they let the enemy main scheme complete its stage 2B, or when all teams' identities are defeated. How will you fight for your team's ideals? Shapeshifters, synthesoids, and synthesizers. So you mentioned earlier, today's review focused on the scenario content. In the coming weeks, we'll also preview the 2 new heroes that come in the box, Hulkling and Tiger. This art looks very cool, very cool. I like that. I don't know a ton about either of these heroes, but I'm excited to see how it goes anyways. Hulkling comes with a pre-built protection deck, and his playstyle revolves around his ability to shapeshift into different forms. So it's a form changer, altering his stats and his ability to suit his needs. On the flip side, Tiger pounces in with a pre-built aggression. Makes sense. Hunting down minions from the encounter deck and getting stronger based on the number of enemies engaged with her. Whether these heroes offer unique strength to their team and powerful additions to the game's roster. Look forward to hear about them soon. As for upcoming content, we mentioned the Civil War Heralds, the beginning of a bonus wave of Marvel Champions expansion. Well, yeah, what does that mean? For starters, this box brings 4 customizable scenarios to the table with lots of main schemes and modular sets to run a ton of possible combinations. But what if we told you there's an expansion on the way that would increase that even further? Oh, so we're going to have She-Hulk as a leader and Vision as a leader too. That's crazy. For the first time since the core set. Oh, never mind. So here it comes. For the first time since the core set, the first expansion after the big box of this wave, will be a scenario pack in Synthezoid SmackDown. The battle between Registration and Resistance continues with 2 more customizable scenarios, this time featuring She-Hulk and Vision as leaders. We'll go over these 2 scenarios in a dedicated article for the pack in its own time, so stay tuned. And of course, a new wave means 2 new hero packs for this bonus wave. There are only 2 hero packs this time around. These 2 are both Avengers and both were released after Synthezoid SmackDown. We'll show more about each of them on a later date. Find out who is joining the fight. What am I looking at here? I can't tell anything. It looks like 2 guys at least. I literally don't know what these hair means. I don't know what this possible thing at the corner could mean. It's a trophy here. I watched season 1 of Daredevil. He's a boxer. I have no idea. A War Among Heroes. Will you fight alongside Iron Man in favor of the Registration, or will you join Captain America on the side of the Resistance? Choose a side and dive into this conflict of heroes when Civil War arrives this September. That was so much info. That was super cool. Well, I'm looking for this. I think having a PvP mode was something I thought the game, not that it necessarily needed. I thought there was a way to do it in a way that seems fun. The way that they're doing it here seems fun. This is super crazy, super cool. I don't even know what to say about this. It's awesome. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I'm super looking forward to this. September isn't that far away. I feel like we're getting so spoiled for content in this game recently. There's just so much coming out at all times. This art is awesome. Yeah, again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That's it for today's video. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.